caverns deep where whispers dwell, Cthulhu dreams casting a spell. Join the dance of ancient lore.
All right, so ready to dive into something kind of creepy? We're tackling the Necronomicon this time.
Yeah, the Necronomicon. Ancient texts, whispers of forbidden knowledge, all that good stuff.
The kind of stuff that makes you want to sleep with the lights on. Right.
Yeah.
And prepping for this, I got to say, I'm feeling it too. We've got what seem to be like actual excerpts from the Necronomicon itself.
Translated, of course. But yeah, it's a fascinating thing, this book. It exists in this weird space between myth and reality. You know what I mean?
Totally. It's like, is it real? Is it fake? Some people say it's just a clever hoax, but others, they think it's got actual power in those pages.
Right. And that's the thing, is this a hoax, just some made-up story dressed up as a dusty old book? Or is it an actual grimoire, a doorway to something ancient and, well, kind of terrifying?
Makes you think for sure. And if it's IS real, who was this Abdul al-Hazred guy? The mad Arab behind it all.
So the source material, it says al-Hazari, he started out as a scholar, a regular academic type, but he got drawn to this forbidden knowledge, like it pulled him in.
What, like a magnetic attraction to the dark side?
Basically. He was all about those ancient Sumerian texts, journeys into the middle of nowhere. And let's just say he found things out there, things most people wouldn't believe.
Okay, hold on. Ancient Sumeria. We're talking way, way back. What were those texts even about? Why were they forbidden?
The source, it doesn't really get into specifics, but he does say that whatever al-Hazred found, it messed him up. Shattered his sanity, you could say. He wasn't reading myths, he was looking into the void.
And the void looked back.
Exactly. And his writings, after these experiences, well, they changed. They became imbued with a power, the source claims, that could actually affect reality.
So we're not just talking about theoretical magic here. This is like forces that can actually something, shape the world.
That's the implication, yeah. Chilling, isn't it?
Chilling for sure. But also, there's a part of me intrigued, But there was a price for all this, wasn't there? Al-Hazred didn't get off easy.
Nope. He went mad, consumed by the very forces he tried to control. Classic cautionary tale.
It's like the scholar who goes too far, right? Curiosity, ambition, whatever you want to call it. It's a dangerous game. But what did he actually put in this book? Just spells.
Rituals, incantations, smells. Ways to supposedly tap into this chaotic power. It talks about personal transformation, union with forces beyond human understanding.
Okay, so far so good, right? Sounds almost nice.
Well, there's always a catch with this kind of thing.
Had to be. It are the Necronomicon, not a self-help book. So what's the price of admission?
Imagine shattering the limits of your consciousness, becoming one with something vast and ancient. That's the allure, the promise the Necronomicon whispers.
Okay, that sounds intense, to say the least. But what's the dark side?
The price, as they say, is often your soul. Madness, like al-Hazred. Physical and spiritual corruption. And the worst part, unleashing something terrible, not just on yourself, but on the world.
So it's power that can twist you from the inside out.
Yeah.
And even if you manage it, there's always that risk of, well, global catastrophe.
Exactly. The Necronomicon doesn't give you easy answers. It's a journey into darkness, and those who take it, they're never the same.
Knowing all that, why would anyone seek this out? And yet, people are drawn to it. Why? What were they hoping to achieve?
Think about it. The desire for power, the thirst for knowledge, the longing for something more than everyday life. These are powerful motivators. The Necronomicon whispers promises of transcending our limits, unlocking the secrets of the universe. It's a dangerous temptation, a siren song.
A glimpse into the cosmic abyss, no matter the cost. It's terrifying, but also intriguing. But let's get specific. Who are these cosmic horrors al-Hazred describes?
Well, there's Cthulhu, of course. The slumbering god down in our lair, waiting to wake up. Imagine a being of immense power, a terrifying mix of tentacles, scales, claws, the works. Just looking at it could drive you mad.
Right, Cthulhu, the poster child for cosmic horror. Everyone knows about him. But what about the others?
Oh, there are plenty more. Yog-Sothoth, for example. He exists across all time and space. A manifestation of pure chaos. A gatekeeper, granting access to forbidden knowledge.
So, like the cosmic librarian with a taste for the disturbing, I don't think I'd want his recommendations. There are more, though, right?
Oh, yeah, tons. The Necronomicon is full of them. Shub-Niggurath, for instance. The black goat of the woods with 1,000 young. Fertility and horror all wrapped up in one.
Fertility and horror, that's a combination. Sounds like these beings, they're designed to unsettle us.
Exactly. They're forces of chaos operating outside of human morality. They embody the indifference of the cosmos, the sheer scale of existence that's beyond our grasp.
Okay, you've definitely painted a picture. Not exactly beings you want to bump into in a dark alley. Or a well-lit one, for that matter. But it's not just about the entities, is it? The Necronomicon describes ways to interact with them, right? To use their power.
Ah, yes, the rituals. And yes, the Necronomicon outlines various ways to interact with these beings, to summon them, bargain with them, maybe even control them. It's incredibly dangerous.
The kind of danger that can drive you mad, right? Or worse.
Oh, absolutely. These rituals are not for amateurs. They require deep understanding, a willingness to face your darkest self, and a lot of caution.
Sounds like a gamble with potentially huge consequences.
You could say that, but the Necronomicon, it dangles this possibility, reshaping reality, you know? It's no wonder some people are willing to risk everything.
The Necronomicon doesn't offer easy answers, does it? It's a journey into the darkness, and you might not come back the same.
Not at all. It's a mirror reflecting our deepest fears and desires. It reminds us that the universe is vast and indifferent.
Sobering, to say the least. But maybe we need that reminder sometimes.
Perhaps. The Necronomicon, whether it's real or not, it makes us confront the unknown, the mysteries of existence, the limits of what we can understand.
It's a reminder that there's so much we don't understand, and that the pursuit of knowledge, it can be dangerous.
Dangerous, yeah, but sometimes necessary. And the Necronomicon, it shows us that dance with the unknown in all its terrifying glory.
We've got a lot to unpack here, that's for sure. We've only just started to scratch the surface. But let's take a closer look at one of the most unsettling aspects of the Necronomicon. The rituals themselves. These rituals, we're not talking about summoning a monster to a barbecue, right? There's got to be something deeper, something more to it when the Necronomicon talks about them.
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head. It's not like summon monster get superpowers. These entities are like forces of nature, you know, embodiments of concepts humans can't even wrap their heads around.
So less about claws and teeth, more about existential dread.
Exactly. Think about Yog-Sothoth existing everywhere and everywhen, pure chaos given form. He's not just a gatekeeper. He is the unknowable. Terrifying, sure, but there's a weird beauty to it, don't you think?
To even try and grasp that, I can see the appeal, but also, yeah, the sanity-shattering risk. And there are others.
Oh, yeah. Don't forget Azag-Thoth, the blind idiot god at the center of everything. Not even really a god, more like this force of nature, so huge we can't even process it. He just...
Yeah. It's like staring into the void and realizing it's not even looking back. You're just that insignificant.
Nailed it. And the Necronomicon, real or fiction, it shoves that in our faces, that unsettling cosmic truth.
So if these beings are beyond good and evil, what makes people seek them out? Who willingly reaches into that kind of darkness?
It's different for everyone, the source says. Some, it's pure curiosity, this thirst for knowledge that pushes them past all the safe zones. Others, it's power they crave, the ability to control, to reshape reality.
To become like these beings, in a way. Transcend being human and tap into something older, bigger.
Yeah. The source even talks about starry wisdom. Some practitioners follow that. It's the idea that humans were nothing special to the cosmos. Humbling and kind of terrifying.
So instead of fearing that, they lean into it. Try to become part of that cosmic indifference.
In a way, yeah. Trying to understand their place in it all, even if it costs them everything. Dangerous game, playing with forces you can't even comprehend.
So we're not talking good versus evil. It's more like humanity versus the unknown.
Exactly. And that unknown can be scary, sure, but also awe-inspiring.
Awe that could turn to terror real quick, especially with these rituals. The source actually details them.
Oh yeah, it gets into it like summoning a watcher. It's a powerful being bound to serve the summoner.
But we've seen how these things go. Turn on their summoner, right? Dangerous to try and control something that much greater than you.
Big time. The ritual involves circles of protection, incantations, sacrifices. The source really stresses staying in control, or it goes bad fast.
So not just chanting. Understanding the forces, walking that line between control and chaos. What else?
There are rituals for contacting specific deities, summoning Nana, for instance, the Sumerian moon god.
Nana. The one who grants passage through those portals. I'm not even sure I'm ready to go there yet.
It involves creating his seal, reciting incantations, offering a sacrifice under a full moon. It's said to grant access to these portals, thresholds to realms beyond human comprehension.
Not your average doorways, then. These lead to places where reality itself is different.
Think of them as thresholds to places with rules we don't know. The source says they're beautiful, terrifying, full of wonder and danger, all mixed up, but every glimpse comes with a risk.
And the Ganzir Gate.
Yeah.
You mentioned it before. Just the name sends chills down my spine.
The source, it calls it a zero gate. I'm coming back from that. That's terrifying abyss.
Yeah, that's one door I'm happy to leave closed. But knowing all this, why would anyone even try these rituals? Seems crazy.
The source suggests that people drawn to this, their desires go way beyond simple curiosity. It's this yearning for knowledge, for power, for a glimpse at what reality really is. They know the risks, but they accept them, driven by this hunger for something more.
Like saying, bring on the cosmic horrors, bring on the madness, it's worth the risk.
Kinda, yeah. The Necronomicon, it offers a look at a reality where humans aren't in charge, where forces beyond our control are calling the shots. Terrifying for some, but for others, irresistible.
Okay, so rituals, gateways, beings beyond comprehension. But what about the Necronomicon itself? History, fiction, what?
The source, it talks about its origins. Claims it was written by Abdul Ahazred, remember him?
A mad Arab. He didn't just find this stuff, he went looking for it.
Yep. And the source claims through those ancient texts, those encounters. Alhazred's writing, it became infused with real power.
So not just myths, he was channeling something that could actually change the world around him.
That's the idea. The Necronomicon, it's not just a book if the source is to be believed. It's a conduit, a channel for forces beyond our understanding.
A conduit, a doorway.
Yeah.
It's both fascinating and terrifying at the same time. But if it is this dangerous, why hasn't it been destroyed? How does something like this even survive?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Haunted scholars and everyone in between for centuries. The source doesn't give a straight answer, but it suggests the Necronomicon is more than just a physical thing.
You mean it's more like an idea, a concept that just persists?
Exactly, and ideas are tough to kill, especially when they tap into our deepest fears and desires. They linger, they spread.
It's a scary thought, you know, that some knowledge, some secrets are too dangerous to contain.
The Necronomicon, no matter its origins, proves how much we're drawn to the unknown. It's dangerous, yeah, but it pulls us in.
Speaking of being drawn in, who are these Necronomicon practitioners? What are they after?
It's a mixed bag according to the source. Some are loners seeking knowledge or power. Others, they're in secret societies, sharing what they know, performing rituals in the shadows. Some want to control these beings, others just want to understand them.
A whole spectrum of belief, all drawn to this dark, alluring thing.
Yeah.
Fascinating. A creepy.
Right, and the line between curiosity and obsession, enlightenment and madness, it's thinner than you'd think.
A dangerous game, for sure. But some are willing to bet it all.
They are, and that's what's so compelling about the Necronomicon, real or not. Human curiosity, the hunger for what we don't know, even if it could destroy us, it's a cautionary tale. Fascinating, but a reminder that some secrets are best left buried.
Some doors are best left unopened, right? But we peeked in tonight, took a look into that abyss, and it changes you, doesn't it?
It does, but knowledge, even the scary stuff, it's powerful. The trick is using it wisely, carefully, and respecting what we're dealing with.
Respect for the unknown. Solid advice, especially with something like the Necronomicon. Speaking of which, what does it say about actually practicing this stuff? What does it take to unlock its secrets without getting destroyed?
So the language itself, it's not just gibberish, is it? There's got to be a structure, a meaning behind the words.
Oh yeah, it's not random. The source describes it as a system, a complex one, full of symbols, incantations, each one carefully put together, each one with specific meaning, power, all that.
So like a code to crack, and each phrase unlocks another piece of this hidden reality. Makes you wonder about the mind that came up with it.
Right. The source even mentions specific phrases, words of power they call them, said to have a real effect on reality.
Like what? Give me an example.
Oh.
Well, there's I.A. Shub-Niggurath. Supposed to be an invocation of Shub-Niggurath, you know, the black goat of the woods with 1,000 young.
I don't think I want to be within earshot if someone yells that one. It's like nightmare fuel.
The source makes it clear these aren't just words. They're channels to something powerful, and usually not the good kind of power. Messing with them, it could go very badly. Knowledge like this comes with a price.
Makes you think about how the Necronomicon is put together. It's not just spells thrown in randomly, right?
Yeah.
There's got to be a system, a logic to it all.
That's what the source claims. It's surprisingly organized. Sections, like chapters in a book, each one focused on a different aspect of this. well, of the occult, basically.
Guiding the reader through, like a roadmap to a dangerous place.
That's the idea. Sections on summoning, on performing the rituals, on understanding the forces at work, even one on the origins of the universe itself.
So not just a spell book, it's a whole cosmology. A blueprint for a reality that works differently than ours, and we're barely even glimpsing it.
The universe's instruction manual, but with a ton of disclaimers and warnings.
Warnings we should probably listen to. But we're back to that question. If this book is so dangerous, why hasn't it been destroyed? How's it still around?
Yeah, the source hints at it, says the Necronomicon. It's more than just the physical book, it's an idea. It persists because of that, carried on the wind, hidden in plain sight.
So you can't burn an idea, can you? It's more like an infection, spreading through whispers, forbidden knowledge.
Maybe. Or maybe it's even deeper than that. Maybe it's just what humans are, drawn to the unknown, to the mysteries.
And the Necronomicon, it lives in that space, doesn't it? Offering power, forbidden knowledge, a reality that scares us and calls to us all at once.
It reminds us we're tiny, in this huge universe that doesn't care about us. It makes us look at our fears, our wants, our place in it all.
It's a lot. And I have a feeling we've just scratched the surface of what the Necronomicon really is.
Oh, definitely. But looking into the abyss, even a little, it changes you, makes you rethink things, reality itself even.
The Necronomicon. It's more than just a book of scary stories. It's a mirror, showing us our deepest selves, our fascination with what we don't know. This search for understanding, even when it's scary.
And as we wrap up this deep dive, come back to our own world, our own reality. We do it with a little more wonder, a little more awareness, and maybe a healthy dose of fear for what's hiding just out of sight.
To everyone listening, thanks for exploring the heart of the Necronomicon with us. We hope it's left you with more questions than answers and a sense of unsettling wonder, you could say. Until next time, keep searching, keep asking questions, but be careful what you find out there.